At its most crude, watermarking is the application of code within a piece of media. It could be video, it could be audio. So one could argue it's an invasive technique, so the content is subtly changed. Fingerprinting is different. It basically says it's a recognition or pattern matching technique that says this content looks like another piece of content. So with a degree of veracity, you can say that the thing that you have just seen is the thing that you had originally fingerprinted. So it's matching of content types, if you will. So they're different, used in different environments for different applications. Certainly I think there are many that would argue that watermarking is appropriate because it does carry a persistent identifier, a unique identifier in each piece of content. Fingerprinting is a non-invasive, so it's a passive process. So it actually is a good way of, maybe at arm's length, monitoring the usage of a content type.
Let's talk about IPTV and IP generally. I mean, obviously the ubiquity of IP in terms of the internet offers the distribution of content a lot, you know, in terms of the ease of transportation. But it must, that very ubiquity must make it vulnerable from a security point of view. When it comes to things like home networks with all kinds of devices on them, I mean, what kind of headaches does that create for conditional access, Nuruddin?
Well, at that point, actually, you're moving from the CA system to what we call a DRM, which by which you will manage rules for content to be traveling around and leaving a first rendering point being set-top box, for example, to another device. That could be another set-top box because one of the first demand of home networking was the multi-room. That's old, like C industry, I guess. And so the DRM solutions, like the one we offer, we will enable content to travel. In some case, it will probably be down converted because we are transferring the content to less secure device, not necessarily having the security adapters that we were discussing earlier. So this is controlled by DRM, and hopefully DRM space is very rich. And I think we have solution, assuming there is a minimum of security means on surrounding devices in the home. We are capable to deliver a quite good end-user experience.
I tend to believe that what people are paying for now is for having the content as quickly as possible, high quality content. That's what pay TV has been built on. And we tend to believe that it's going to move with the mobility, it's going to move to, I will pay to get the content I paid for on every device I own. So we all have, as an end-to-end chain, supply chain, we all have to dig more into how we can protect the whole chain so that whenever you pay for something in a free-for-all world, so-called, well, you pay for something that really matches your requirements. And that's probably what the problem starts with.
So this is this ubiquity of content availability. Anything, anytime, anywhere, any device, which quite often the content owners are actually using as a marketing brand for their content. And that means that, what Ulla's saying is that you can't have that kind of transferability of security.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. And there's another question. When you buy a DVD, you own the DVD. When you buy a content through pay TV, are you the owner? Yeah. Or did you pay for the usage of this content? And that's a big legal question, because that makes a lot of difference on what you can do with it. Yeah. I know about the fact that you have to use it only for your personal use, but still, do you own it or not?